Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. I want to thank all of you for being a part of my 2020, whether that was personally or with the podcast. It has been such an incredible ride this past year. Some may view it as a nightmare, others may view it as a drama, and some may just laugh and just call it a comedy. There's no other way to think about it. But hopefully, you did the same as I have. Is I basically took that time to look inside and see actually what was important to me. I think we get going so quickly on a path that sometimes we wonder why we are on that. And I think 2020 really forced us to stop, take a pause, and find out whether maybe we needed to take a couple steps sideways. Honestly, when I started the year, podcast was never anything that was even on my radar. I listen to them all the time, but it's not something that I felt that it was in my calling. But I will say that it has been such an incredible journey along the way, and I've learned so much from these 20 guides that I've had with me. So we're going to have a live stream event coming up here, January 10th at 7 p.m. And I'm going to have a few guides with me that have been on this journey so far. And what I want to talk about is goal setting and performance. We just passed New Year's Day, and I'm sure from experience, everybody goes and sets those resolutions. But anybody know what January 19th is? That is called Quitter's Day. That is the day that most of those people quit their resolutions. And so what I want to talk to you about is how can we go ahead and make sure that we all, myself included, continue on January 20th into February, all the way through the rest of the year, and can actually meet those goals. The reason why a lot of people don't meet those resolutions is that they're not specific. So as a physical therapist, my job with patients is to come up with a specific goal, and then we have to work on a way to get there. And one of the things, again, it's not my goal, it should be their goal. And it's something that should be attainable, maybe out of their reach a little bit. That's the other problem, is I think we have a tendency to set goals either way too easy that we can accomplish, or we set them way too high and then we get frustrated and then we quit. So, we can come up with that wildly outrageous goal, call it that WOG, that goal that basically no one says that we should do. And as you heard with any of the podcast episodes, some of these people have some incredible stories, and there are some things that they've accomplished that you would say is outrageous, that they shouldn't be doing it. But the thing is, they put that out there, and what they did is they then took the steps to hit smaller goals, and then they developed a habit. That was the thing that got them to that finish line, and it can really get anybody to any finish line. When I started 2020, I didn't have a goal to start the podcast. What I did have is a goal to become more of an educator with my family, with work, with those around me, and then in physical therapy as well. And did that by being part of a webinar. And in that process, I realized that there were some things that I was lacking that I needed to do. So the podcast actually helped me develop that habit of day-to-day to putting in the work, pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. That's what's going to get me to the finish line. It is, that goal is out there. It'll sit there, but we have to develop that habit, and we have to do that. So I encourage you to tune in on Sunday at 7 p.m. That is January 10th. And we will talk about goal setting and performance and how you can make sure that you are setting appropriate level goals. What are those things that are going to help you to succeed? And my PT in me is going to we're going to talk a little bit about the biology behind that, the psychology, and then also the social aspect of how you can use those around you to help propel you to whatever finish line you have set. So please tune in. There's more details to be coming, but I would go to www.weatheredathlete.com. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/weatheredathlete. And thank you, and I look forward to every day of this journey with you. Peace and love. Pete Perusic.